All right, good day. So Sunday, April the 14th here, down in the grow room. I've decided to take a break from the hydroponics a little bit. We had some issues earlier on just with some germination and stuff. We got the grow out rack kind of out of order. And the other thing is with the timing of when the farmers market starts, I would need to start planning next week. So I decided here a couple weeks ago we kind of shut this down. We've been running the grow out and harvesting and using, but haven't been planting anything. So now this week I'm going to get it all cleaned back up, fresh water, everything, and then we got to start the push for the summer because then I got to plant next week to be able to have stuff ready for opening weekend of farmers market in June. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I do have 4 trays of microgreens still going. They're looking beautiful. So those I'll keep going here. Of course, farmers market wise, I don't need to ramp up production yet because microgreens, of course, are a lot shorter duration crop. So those are just personal consumption, and we do have the red cabbage going, which is experiment, first time growing, so keeping up with that. So today, mostly I wanted to give you an update on how the seed starting is going for our outdoor garden that we'll do this summer. And I need to do a little plant thinning today. So let's take a look. All right, so these are spaghetti squash. Now it looks like I got maybe one there that's not coming up. I got another one. So I got a couple of them that haven't germinated, but that's kind of to be expected. But these are spaghetti excuse me, I got the hiccups. Spaghetti squash. So I'm gonna thin these. These, I gotta remember what my notations were. I got them written down here. BR, big red. So these are a big red bell pepper. I got a dozen of them. So looks like I've got germination in all 12. So that's good. Then I've got, this is California Wonder. Looks like I do have germination there. Might have one back there that wasn't germinated, so I think I got 11 out of the 12. So that's looking pretty good. Moving down here, Brussels sprouts. I got a whole tray of 18 Brussels sprouts, and I've got germination in every single one of them. So that's good. Tomatoes. Now there's 6 tomatoes here, and these tomatoes were, I'll have to look again what they were. Here they are. Sweetie tomato, a small cherry tomato. So that's what those are there. So I definitely need to thin these out. I mean, I've got quite a few of them in there that all germinated. So, Carnival blend, bell pepper. That one's barely germinating. That one back there. I might have one back there in the corner that's not up yet. So, but definitely getting some good germination. So basically, I did move the lights way up just so I could get in here and work. But the lights have been way down here. I don't want these plants to stretch out. I want them, to stay down and grow nice, good, strong roots and plants. And I've been bottom watering, so I've just been keeping, the soil's nice and moist in here. I've basically just been keeping water poured in the trays at all times so that they have water to continue to soak up through. So yeah, that's kind of where they're at. So I'm gonna get going on kind of thinning these down a bit. Some of them I might not thin. I might let them go a little bit more, like this one here. You know, those two are still pretty small. I probably won't thin that yet. But some of these I will definitely get thinned out, and those spaghetti squash up there will definitely get thinned for the couple of ones that need it. So, well, I'm definitely not going to get too fancy with this, but yeah, basically I'm just going to take and go through and just kind of snip off the ones that I don't think look as nice. And get these thinned down. Alright. Brussels sprouts are done. Well, I'm going to get the rest of them done, and I will maybe check back in with you after a bit. Alright, so I thinned out the spaghetti squash. I decided not to thin out any of the peppers. I'm going to let them grow a little bit more before I decide to pick which one I'm keeping. So I left those alone. I did put water back. Whoops. I did put water back down in the bottom because they were getting low. So those are all ready. I'm going to move the lights back down and shut them off because they're technically should be in their dark time right now. Brussels sprouts, you saw me thin those, and again I added water to the bottom of that. I did also thin these tomatoes down, and again the peppers I did leave those alone. So give them another maybe another week. Peppers are a little slower plant to germinate and to grow, so might give them another week. It's been 2 weeks basically since I planted everything, so that's where we're at. So, and again with the hydroponics, you know, we need to get eating at some of this. We're a little behind on harvesting, so some of that's a little older than it really should be, which is part of the reason why I stopped planting. And then we'll get this basically cleaned up here, and get some shelf space, and I'll start planting again here next week is the plan. Again, that way we've got stuff ready for the farmers market. So take a quick peek up here at microgreens. So this is the cabbage, the red cabbage. It is this camera does not do this justice, but it is just beautiful. Real dark green leaves, real dark purple stems, just beautiful. So we'll let that grow up a bit more yet and harvest that later this week. Kale, again, I don't know what happened with the germination of this. They just did not germinate fully, but still looking beautiful, standing great. So look forward to having kale again. We haven't had kale for a bit because we had ran out of seed. Radish, these are looking wonderful. Could probably even start harvesting these here in not so distant future. I mean, I've picked a couple to eat. They are wonderful. Peas, looking great. They got a little ways to go yet, so yeah. So I look forward to having some microgreens here later this week, and continuing on. Need to also try those beets and do a test with beets. So I think that'll be the kind of next time I plant. We'll do some beets just to see how they do. And other than that, I think I'm gonna kind of take the afternoon off and go maybe have a little fun instead of hanging out. So been working on taxes, you know, income taxes. It is the 14th. Tomorrow's the 15th. I procrastinated this year, so I've got them basically done. I just want to go over everything again before I actually file them. Yeah. So I think we time to take a break and then back to income taxes. Joyous fun. All right. With that, catch you later. Have a good week.